Caitlin.
Hi, Cassie.
Are we being too fake?
You know,
Should we do that again?
I love that. I have spent countless hours just wondering to myself if perhaps we might be too fake.
I think we're just faking it over here. I don't know.
Fake it until you make it.
Right. This is P&W, Haunts and Homicides.
What are we talking about today?
Well, we're going to do the tarot reading first before I tell you what it
Damn
is.
it!
You
Just
can't get
kidding.
one past me.
Ah.
So we're going to do the tarot reading with my fancy dancy Nightmare Before Christmas cards.
So fun.
And they're very fun to shuffle.
Ooh, okay, there we go. Wasn't sure I was going to get that one. This is going to be so funny for people when they start watching the tarot readings and realize how freakishly small my hands are. I can't wait for all of the small hand jokes. It's going to be great. I think that was a pretty good one.
That was
Even
a pretty
given
good
my
one.
little tiny mutant hands.
You're going to be a spokesperson for small-handed people
I know,
everywhere.
seriously. Yeah, until they're like, oh, wait, she's like also really short. What a weirdo.
Slap it.
Slap it. Okay.
Cutting.
Let you cut those
do it
cards.
again. I wasn't thinking about the case.
Oh.
Sorry.
I say. Just kidding. Okay. Ooh. All right.
Channeling
Mm-hmm.
my energies about the case. Ooh, that was a kind of a big cut there.
Yeah, it
It
was.
was just where my fingers went.
Mhm.
Okay. 2 of Needles.
It was needles last time, too.
I know, weird.
And this one's right side up. It's 2 of needles. This is an interesting picture.
Let me see. Let me see the card.
Let me see it.
Oh, it's Sally sewing a Santa suit. She looks real sad. 'Cause she's
Aw.
like, Jack, I told you not to do this, but you're going to do it anyway. Typical man.
My man's getting carried away. As with all 2 cards, there's an element of decision here. Travel may be on your horizon. Where will you go? Which direction will you take? Spend time planning your next steps. A little preparation now will allow things to go more smoothly later.
Interesting.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Oh, shit.
What? Did you read the wrong
I
one?
read the wrong card.
Oh, shit. Well, it applied. God damn it.
It was a 2, but it wasn't the right one.
Just kidding.
Fuckity fuck. Okay. Something heavy is on your mind. You've been racking your brain over a predicament, trying to come up with a solution that benefits everyone involved. Make sure you're seeing things as they really are. You need all the facts before you can make up your mind.
Okay.
Kind of in the same vein.
I mean,
The other one that I accidentally read previously did say, like all 2s. Okay. True to their word.
this one doesn't apply as much as the other one.
Maybe that was a sign that we were
Right?
yeah. It's like you drew the wrong card actually.
I'm sorry, we
Just
did the
kidding.
wrong card.
I read the 2 of Candles, so I don't know. We'll see. That's so weird.
That is weird.
I looked right at it and I'm like, yep, that's the one.
I do that all the time.
It wasn't the one, you guys. It wasn't the one.
Or
But
maybe it was.
yeah, so I think I'm willing to reflect on what either one of these, how you can read those interpretations.
I want to Google what did we say needles was swords last time, right?
Yeah.
I want to Google what that means because I feel like the descriptions are a little vague on these cards with the book that we got.
Yeah, I would say kind of. Oh.
Ooh.
Weird. It opened to 2 of Swords.
Dude, why does that always happen?
I don't know. It's really weird.
Yeah, what's that one say?
Okay, so 2 of Swords in kind of the more traditional tarot is you've raised your defenses. Steeled yourself against opposition and blindfolded yourself. By refusing to budge, you've blinded yourself to the truth of a difficult situation. Maybe you've shut off your emotions as a defense mechanism, or you're refusing to see things logically. Perhaps you are stuck in analysis paralysis.
Wow.
I love that. I love that phrase. Either way, you're not dealing with the problem honestly. Take off the blindfold and confront the issue.
Well, that could apply.
All right. Getting some insight.
Okay, so today we are going to talk about a town in Alaska. Yep, we're going over to Alaska because that is part of the Pacific Northwest, if you guys didn't know. Which a lot of people, I guess, don't really think of Alaska as Pacific Northwest, but
I feel like there's definitely a handful of core states that like are the first ones to flash into your mind, I guess. But yeah, I mean, Alaska is definitely, they're part of it.
they definitely are. And this town is called Skagway. Skagway, Alaska.
Oh my.
I don't know why I said it in like a southern accent.
Yeah, I'm not. The accent was a little, I was like, I don't really know what's going on with that. But
I don't know.
right, okay.
It felt it.
Tell me. Tell me all of the things.
Originally, Skagway was home to the Tlingit. The name Skagway comes from a Tlingit word, Skagwa.
Skagwa.
Yeah, Skagwa.
Okay.
Which means place where the north wind blows.
Aw.
I know, it's beautiful,
That's charming.
right? I love it. It's so poetic. So in 1896, gold was discovered. It was discovered in the Yukon, and it sparked the Klondike Gold Rush, which caused 100,000 prospectors to make their way over, and they landed.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. And they landed in Skagway because it had the best port in the area. It has like a deep water port, which apparently is important. I don't know why, but
good.
But it,
Confirmed.
And it had a direct route to the gold fields, which like a direct route. It was still 500 miles away on like a very treacherous land. So it wasn't technically direct, but
like as direct as you're going to get.
In Alaska. Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
And
nothing's direct in Alaska.
No.
You take like those little tiny passenger planes and
Yeah, and they were saying like it's really hard to actually get to Skagway. Like you have to take like a 7-hour ferry trip or like a very small plane, like, and the weather's usually really bad. So like that might not always be an option. Like it's a really hard place to get to actually.
Wow.
Yeah. So the town went from 700 residents to 10,000 in 1897.
Damn.
Yeah. It boomed. And it was the largest city in Alaska at the time. 2 years later, though, population was down to 1,800.
Oh my gosh.
It plummeted after only 2 years. And as you can probably imagine, this population boom caused a lot of problems like keeping order in the town. Because, I mean, I don't think they had enough cops and stuff to like cover that many people coming from 700. So it was a pretty lawless place. It was corrupt. It was disease-ridden. Disease-ridden.
Well, I was going to say, I think even just, not necessarily from the perspective of lawlessness, but like just having facilities and like sanitation for that many people.
And like getting supplies there, like food and stuff. It was not easy. So it was a harsh place to live.
Not having enough food will turn a mob that large real angry.
It was not good. So you had to be really ambitious to be going there to find some gold. Often to like failed prospectors, the ones who didn't find what they were looking for turned to suicide. The elements there claimed many lives. Obviously, it was very, very hard to live there, and to, make that journey to the gold fields was, a lot of people didn't make it. There were 30 brothels in this town. Holy guacamole. 30. This
30?
town is tiny. Like, the population is big, but the town itself is very small. And there was 30 damn brothels up in that bitch.
Okay.
Like,
was each of them just like a small closet?
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. But yeah, there was.
Wow.
They needed their brothels there. You know, it's one of the things that made them happy.
Yeah, I mean, the harsh winter and the long travel and your lack of success, maybe with finding gold. You gotta cheer yourself up somehow, I suppose.
Yeah, they needed it.
Ouch.
Now the town has about 1,000 permanent residents, so it's still very, very small, but it does bring in about 1 million tourists. Yes.
That's insane.
I think per year. I didn't write that down, but I'm pretty sure it said per year.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
And they come on like cruises and stuff, usually.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the town like maintains its very old buildings and stuff. They still kind of look old. They like to maintain the structures and keep the history there because there's a shit ton of history there.
Yeah.
So
the
they like
old
to keep
world
that.
charm.
Yes, it definitely has that. So, this town is fucking haunted. It's so haunted. So we're going to talk about kind of a couple of the sillier ones at first, and then I'm going to build you up. We're going to get into some minor hauntings,
Oh my
and then we're going to talk about 2 buildings with like pretty big stories that go with them. So,
good.
get ready. The first one we're going to talk about is the Moore Cabin, and it's located on the Moore Homestead, and they were kind of like one of the first people to build there. This was actually the very first building in town, is this Moore Cabin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
they're like the first family.
And they helped build the White Pass, which is like the pass everyone would take out to the gold mines. And I'm not gonna, or gold fields, gold mines, I'm not really sure. I'm not going to talk to like anything about that. I encourage you all to go look it up because it's fucking crazy. Like, this pass was super treacherous. A lot of people didn't make it. It's a crazy story. So go look that up. White Pass.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's very cool. This building, people say, you're going to laugh. This is so funny. They say a evil long-haired gnome lives there.
Okay.
At the cabin. I'm trying not to laugh, but I'm like, what? Why?
An evil, long-haired gnome.
Evil, long, black-haired gnome
Okay.
lives at this cabin. There's no other information except for that. Trust
that.
me, I tried. I tried to go digging. But I'm like, why do you think he's evil? Maybe he just is protecting the land. You don't know his story. Like, jeez. Quit being a judgy
I'm gonna need
McJudgerson.
more information.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel like he's not evil. Just because I have a soft spot for gnomes. And I just want to think he's taking care of the land.
I'm your co-host, so it makes sense.
Oh my god. That's why I like you.
Yeah.
You need a beard.
Oh, yeah, I feel like that's where I draw the line, probably, but...
No beards in your future?
Yeah,
okay.
probably not.
All right. So there's also, it says the grocery store, and I'm not sure, since this town is so small, do you think it has more than one grocery store?
I feel like it has to, but
I don't know.
Then again, as rural and that's still a fairly good size population to be working from one grocery store, but
yeah,
it's pretty hard to get supplies in. It's very possible. I can't imagine that there's a ton of different grocery stores sprouting up because, man, the overhead just to get started in that business, that would be pretty rough.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this grocery store has a problem. There's demon avocados there.
No, all avocados go to heaven.
Right? Well, these avocados seem like nice and ripe. You know, that avocado has that like perfect squish to it. You know, it's good. And then you cut into it and it's completely black and rotten inside. That's a demon avocado if I've ever seen one. I don't know.
I don't like that. Probably don't make guacamole out of that.
No. I'm also like, you know, it probably takes a lot for them to get those avocados there.
Right, but then why do they seem like they're okay until you cut it open?
I don't know, but I'd be so mad. Those avocados probably like $10 an avocado. And it's rotten. No, I don't want any of that.
Nope. Taco Tuesday just took a dive.
I know. Oh,
Ugh.
I could never live there. I need my avocados. So, City Hall was built in 1899, and they report strange noises coming from the second floor. And it is a museum up there, so there's like a lot of antiques and stuff that might be like holding some residual energy or something. You know, there could be something with that since it's coming from the second floor, and they can never seem to find out where it's coming from. The next one is Eagle Hall, and it's home to the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, number 25.
What? Wow. That's quite a title.
It is. And this building was actually made from two of the old hotels built in the 1890s. And I guess they just kind of like put these two buildings together and stitched them up and called it good.
Weird.
Yeah. They
it's
actually
like a Frankenstein building.
They moved buildings around in that town. A lot of the buildings have mentions of they like put it on wheels and they moved it somewhere, and like they moved the back to the front side and like put it together. Yeah. Isn't that weird?
That's so strange.
Mm-hmm. It's super weird.
Okay.
I've never really heard of any of that. But this building, people kind of feel like they're being watched. They feel cold spots. They've seen spirits walking on the second floor, but they do kind of feel like they're just friendly spirits, maybe just like a residual haunting or something where they're not really interacting with the people. They're just kind of going about their ghostly lives. Yeah.
Okay.
The next building is called At the White House Bed and Breakfast. And it looks like a little White House. Like, it's really cute. Yeah.
Adorable.
Yeah, it's super cute.
Yeah, love that.
That was built in 1902. And it had been a hospital, it's been a daycare, and it's been a hotel. And there was a fire in the 80s. There was no reports of, like, people dying in the fire or anything, thank goodness. They restored the building since. And now people see a spirit of a younger woman at the end of their bed at night.
No.
Yeah. I'm not okay with that. There's a lot of that in this episode. They also see her in the kitchen, and she's been known to talk to children, and they do say that her description matches the former owner of the daycare, which I guess is why.
Weird.
Yeah, she would talk to the children. Maybe she's just like looking on the bed, like, who's in the bed? You're not a kid. What's happening? So I don't know.
So weird.
Mm-hmm. That's cool that they have like a description to match to someone who actually lived. I love when that happens.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one is called Mulvihill House, and it's a Victorian style home that was built in 1904. And this is super random, but whenever you talk about like Victorian homes, I think of like Life, the game of Life, and I always wanted like the Victorian home because it was so beautiful, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I loved that, and it was, of course, it was always like the most expensive one, and I would always get like the shit income card or like make the least amount of income, but like I want the Victorian home. I was like, that's like really like realistic. Like, good job, Milton Bradley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really prepared us for life.
Yeah, thank you. And this house is named after William J. Mulvihill. That name is so cool, Mulvihill.
Mulvihill.
And he went by Mole, so he was Mole Mulvihill, and he was chief, yes. Mole Mulvihill.
All right.
Love it. He was the chief dispatcher for the railroad, and he always had a telegraph in his home to like keep an eye on things when he wasn't at work. In one of the reports is people will hear the sound of like a telegraph beeping, and there's no longer one in the home. He's just still looking after those trains, man.
Oof. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It will get worse.
Okay.
Not in this house, but
no.
So people have also heard footsteps and doors like opening and closing in the home. And this is kind of really cool. It's not that bad. This one's not that bad. But this is kind of like a cool thing. So Mole was actually buried in the Gold Rush Cemetery, which is really close to the railroad tracks. And I just think that is so
Aw.
sweet.
Poetic.
Loving
yeah.
it. Okay, we're getting into some of the biggies now. Are you ready?
I
Are
mean,
you
no,
ready?
but let's get it over with.
Let's do it. So the next one we're going to talk about is the Golden North Hotel, and it was built in 1898. And the hotel part isn't used anymore, which is kind of a bummer. And I know.
Lame.
And there used to be like a restaurant and bar on the first floor, but from what I read, it sounds like that's not open anymore either. So,
What?
and that's very sad because this building is like so cool. It has like this big golden like spire type looking thing. I'm not sure the actual word for it, but I'll post a picture of it so you guys can see it. It's really cool looking. I'm like really hoping someone buys this building and like refurbishes it and puts it back
Cassie's
as a hotel.
I'd like to book it for every summer.
I would love to stay at this place.
Hmm.
So, room 23 is haunted by a spirit named Mary. And they call her Scary Mary, which I just think is kind of rude.
It's a little lazy.
It's
If I'm
rude.
being honest.
It rhymes, but it's rude.
As
And-
nicknames go, it's kind of lame.
And I don't think she's really scary. So we'll talk about it. I'm not going to call her that. I don't like it.
Do we have another name for her? We'll come up with one. It's fine.
Pleasant Mary. I don't know. I don't know. Let's keep going. I'm just talking to myself here. She came to Skagway with her fiance Ike, who of course came to, get some of that sweet ass gold.
Yeah.
I like gold.
I mean, I don't know. This Ike guy.
You're gonna love this. The stories that I've read refer to him as Klondike Ike. And I'm like, they really freaking like their ryming nicknames over here.
Okay.
Klondike
I mean, that one
Ike.
at least, kind of works.
Yeah.
But, okay. All right. I'm just going to accept that and we'll move on.
Let's move on. So Mary actually died in the room. The stories have kind of a few different variations here. A couple of the stories say that she died from pneumonia or tuberculosis.
That was pretty common back then.
Yeah, it's very common. And sadly, it was when Ike was away. He was out in the gold fields, digging around in there, hoping to strike it rich.
Yep. Iking around the Klondike.
He was. Another story says that she had locked herself in her room because he didn't return home on time and starved to death, died of a broken heart, waiting for her mans to come home to her. And the hotel staff had to break down the door and they found Mary wearing her wedding dress.
Okay, Mary, we're going to need you to take it down several notches.
She went out. She went out
God.
with a bang.
I don't like that last version of the story. If your mans doesn't come home, I mean, you got to eat.
I know.
Yeah, I mean.
It's so sad. But you have to think too, what else was she going to do?
It's true.
She's
That's
in this
a really
dangerous town full of these
Yeah.
crazy ass people. There's brothels everywhere. She would have, how's she going to make money?
How would she get back home?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Okay, I'll give her
she
that.
might have
but-
just, been in deep despair and didn't know what to do, which is very sad.
Yeah.
It's a very sad story.
Call for room service and
I know.
wait it out, hun.
Mm. But soon after her death, I came back with another woman.
Ike, how could you?
I know. Is there a word for dick that rhymes with Ike? I
Oh
don't
my
know.
gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
And I don't know where he found this other woman, if he was supposed to be out digging in the
Yeah.
Alaskan wilderness.
Ike, you got some splaining to do.
He does. And so I don't know if he just came home and grabbed the first woman he saw and was like, I can't wait.
Wow.
I don't know.
I don't know. Doesn't look great.
Yeah.
Not a good look on you.
I mean,
Ike.
there were 30 brothels on the way to the
Yeah.
hotel probably. So
a lot of brothels.
We don't know what happened, but
Yikes.
Mary didn't like that. She was pissed.
Well, yeah, that feels feels valid.
Her ghost just became spiteful and hated men,
I mean,
which is fine.
I get that.
So some people see Mary walking the halls. They feel cold spots around the room. They wake up to a feeling of choking, or like they can't breathe. And
what is with all of these choky ghosts?
I know. And that could be like, if she did die of like pneumonia or tuberculosis, like maybe that's why they're waking up like that. Maybe they're just like feeling her last final moments, which is very sad too. A couple of the maids saw Mary gazing out of the window of her room, probably waiting on her no good man, Ike.
Yeah.
Some guests had reported seeing her. It says above the bed, and I just picture her like floating above the bed, which like, Mary, okay, I guess you're a little scary.
So extra.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, maybe is she checking to see if like Ike is in the bed with another woman? Like, who's in there with you?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Mary, you need to leave him.
Right? God, just leave him alone. Find another ghost man, okay?
Yeah.
There's plenty of others.
He's not worth it.
And she also, this is pretty funny, she would like to leave the toilet seat up when there was a couple in the room so that the man would get in trouble. She's like, screw you, dude.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, that would totally work.
It would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, of course it's not the man leaving it up. They would never do that.
No, they would never do that. Yeah, they're like, it's a ghost.
Mary did it.
Have you ever fallen into the toilet though because you didn't realize the toilet seat was up?
No.
Oh my god. In the middle of the night, like, yes, it's happened to me. You bruise your butt, you're all cold.
Ew.
Cold toilet, dirty, yuck water.
No.
Yep,
I've never done that, thankfully.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It could happen to you.
Be aware.
Mm-hmm.
Also in room 14, people see a twinkling, sparkling light that appears like moving around the room at night. It seems peaceful and harmless, which is cute. It's like, just like
it's
a
like
little
Tinkerbell.
Yeah, like a little Tinkerbell. Aww.
Okay, why do I feel like it's gonna be real dark though?
It doesn't get darker, not with this one.
But
But there is another light that people see in the room, and this one is gray. It's a gray light, and it will make people feel ill to like the point of fainting. And as soon as this gray light is gone, they'll feel fine.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if it's like the same spirit or like two like competing spirits.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either way.
It's weird.
No,
And-
bring Tinkerbell back.
Yeah, we want the Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Paranormal investigators actually did an investigation in this room, and they woke up to a ring in the tub that wasn't there the day before. They swear that the tub was completely clean. Because, of course, you go to a hotel, you want to check out, make sure things are clean.
Yeah.
So they checked it out and it was fine. And then the next morning, there was a big old ring around the tub, like someone had taken a bath in the night. And that just fucking reminds me of The Shining in room 237.
Ew.
And I'm like, not into it.
Yeah.
Because ew.
Ooh.
Yeah. I
I
don't want any of that.
No.
I'll stay in Mary's room, but I don't want to stay in the Shining room. I'm good.
No thanks.
I'm good. The next building, this is like the biggest story we have. So it is called Red Onion Saloon.
Red Onion
Red
Saloon.
Onion Saloon.
Is it actually a saloon?
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Yep. And it was built in 1897, and they called it the classiest dance hall in town.
Ooh.
Now, when they say dance hall, can you guess what they really meant? It was one of the 30 brothels in town.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That tracks.
It was a saloon on the bottom.
On the bird.
It was a saloon on the bottom and a brothel on top, and
Lady in the street.
but a freak in the sheets. So they did have the right to call themselves the classiest, though, because they had very high standards for who could come into the brothel. They didn't want anyone carrying diseases. They didn't want like you had to prove that you had some dollar bills.
Okay.
Like you
I
couldn't
mean,
just up and walk in there.
yeah, that's a good situation for the women that are working there.
Yeah.
It's pretty, like, that's pretty cool for the times.
Yeah.
That's pretty forward thinking.
They wanted to keep it classy.
Yeah.
And so they did. They actually, so the way that I guess the men ordered the women, I don't know how to put that.
Yeah.
The way they did that was they had dolls representing all of the women. And
you know how I feel about dolls. Oh my God.
That would be cool to have. I don't think they have any of these dolls anymore, but that would be super cool to see one of those, I think. That'd be pretty cool. So all of these dolls were sitting up on the bar, and if one was laid down, you knew that she was busy.
Oh dear. Okay.
She was getting busy, so you couldn't order her.
Yeah.
You had to wait.
Wow.
Yeah, you had to wait until her doll was sitting back up.
That selection is out of order.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
it's unique.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's just it's a lot to unpack. Okay. All right.
So this brothel was only open for about 2 years, which is kind of like how long the town was, booming for, about 2 years.
Yeah.
The gold rush didn't last very long. The turnover rate for the girls working in the brothel was actually very, very high. I think they said like 180.
I wonder why.
Yeah. I think they said like 180 girls went through there, which is crazy amount for 2 years.
Good God.
They kind of just wanted to get in, make their money, get out as fast as possible since the town was kind of like dangerous and unpleasant.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I'm kind of wondering, like, the dolls, did they make a new one for each girl? Or did they, like, reuse them? Were they just, like, plain dolls? Or did they have, like, flair? Okay, I don't know.
The doll thing just
I'm interested
really...
in the dolls, y'all.
Yeah, Nope.
So upstairs where the brothel used to be is now a museum. And they do, like, tours and stuff up there, which is really cool. People have seen a female spirit seeming to be watering plants.
Interesting.
Which totally sounds like something Ghost Cassie would do. That reminds me of that meme where it's like the ghost is like, I know humans are sad when their plants die, but like I'm happy for new friends. And he's like watering all the ghost plants. And that's so cute. I love that. That's going to be me. People experience cold spots, smells of like strong flowery perfume, which is like, I'm sure all of the girls like wore perfume and stuff in there.
I would think, yeah.
Keys and like drinks get misplaced, aka a ghost did it.
Cassie's like, it's the only explanation.
It has to be. They also think that the former Madam Diamond Lil Davenport still hangs around. Oh yeah,
Diamond Lil
Davenport.
Oh my God.
Yeah. She was fancy.
Wow.
Yep. She loved her diamond. She loved like
Davenports?
Davenporting around.
I love how like an older generation, specifically like my grandparents, a lot of Midwestern people call couches Davenports.
Yeah.
She just sounds like a bedazzled couch.
So she likes to, still keep an eye on things, and she likes to make herself known to males by rubbing their legs and whispering in their ear.
I hear that works.
Like, hey, buddy, how much gold you got? I need more diamonds.
Yeah. Do you carry gold?
Mm-hmm. Once the employees actually called the cops because they heard running around upstairs, and the cops came and they saw a shadow figure running like down the hall into a room, and they looked in the room and nobody was there.
Oh my gosh.
So like the freaking cops saw this, like
I'm
crazy.
Just realizing literally in this moment, I have called the cops because I thought someone was in my house, and I think I didn't realize I had a spirit.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
It's bringing out some core memories right now.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a story for another time.
That's crazy. I want to hear this.
I know. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it after this, and then someday we'll share it with our listeners.
Okay. So there is a show called Haunted Alaska, and on one of their episodes, they actually did about the Red Onion Saloon, and some of the employees talk about their experience. Some of the employees talk about their experiences that they've had there. So if you guys want to watch that, it's pretty cool. I'm just kind of like briefly go over it. They go in way more detail in the show.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was really cool actually.
It's cool to actually see people give their firsthand accounts, like their experiences.
It was really cool. Yeah. I liked it. I found it on Prime Video, and it's also on like Discovery Plus. It's not free, just so you know. But
ain't nothing. Yeah, I know. Ain't no such thing as a free lunch.
I know. Unless you do like the Discovery Plus,
like the free trial.
The trial, yeah. Which is what I did. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think I talked about it on my Lily doll one. I was like,
ain't no shame in that.
I did a couple free trials. It's fine.
Yeah. Free trials are how we get shit done.
Yeah. If you give us Patreon money, we can actually purchase these things. So bartender that works there, his name is Don. And one day he went to go open the door to the liquor room and he couldn't open it. And he's like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like maybe someone's in there. I don't know why anyone would like be in there hanging out, but no one answered him. So he tried to like push the door open. He had to shove the door open. Something was blocking it. And it was a whole case of booze. Blocking the door.
How does that happen?
Exactly, because the door opened inward. And there's no other doors to this room.
Ooh.
Like, how does that happen? You can't just like stick your arm in there and like what? Yeah, and why would you do that?
No, yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah, super weird. On another occasion, he was closing and he'd put like the bar stools up for the cleaner, and the bar stools started flying off the bar like one by one. They weren't just like falling down, they were like being shoved off the bar.
Wow. And he's like, I just want to go home.
I know, leave me alone. You know how I said there's a museum on top now? They have a curator, and her name is Corey, and she has had a lot of experiences in the building.
I bet.
Mm-hmm. I feel like she's more like connected because she's like going through all of the old antiques and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And like looking at all the history. So I feel like she's just like more connected to like
somebody should tell her not to touch the dolls. If they're still around, don't touch those.
Don't touch them.
Don't touch them.
She has seen a full apparition of a woman. Yeah.
I know.
A couple of times she's seen this apparition of a woman.
The same one?
Mm-hmm, the same one.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And she's also seen the apparition of a man who is pretty, like, menacing.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. And as you can imagine, I mean, there would be women in there, and there might be men in there, too. And the men might not have the best intentions towards the women.
Well, I mean,
in a brothel.
I would say in a brothel, you would probably expect to find both men and women.
Yes. Shut up. So one day she was with one of the tour guides, and her name was Billy, and upstairs in one of the rooms they were like getting dressed, like trying on like the old clothing, because the tour guides dress up in like the old clothing.
Oh, bad idea.
It looks pretty cool.
I don't think your apparition is gonna like that though.
I don't know if they use like the antique clothing. I think it's just like
old-timey,
old looking. Yeah, like costumey.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's more of that. But they started smelling like really strong BO.
Oh.
Yeah, and they could not find the source. It was neither one of them. They could not find the source of what this BO was. And I'm like, what the fuck is that smell? And then like they would give out like souvenir garter belts to like the guest.
My gosh.
When they do the tour. And those started like flying off the shelves at them. And they said they weren't just falling, they were like directed towards them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So someone
I'm
was
telling
like mad.
you, somebody's angry in there.
Someone's angry. There's something going on. I'll get to it.
Slightly repressed rage.
So Billy was also pushed one time.
No.
Yeah, she was pushed.
Oh my God. Down the stairs.
Not down anything, thank goodness, but she was just she was walking in one of the rooms and she got like pushed on her back. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which is like, dude, that's intense.
Scary.
Yep. This one's not going to be good. You're going to hate me. So one day, Billy goes upstairs and she's walking and she looks in one of the rooms and she sees a woman hanging from a noose.
No!
In the room.
Hey, you were going to say just hanging out.
She was hanging out, but not in a good way.
Okay.
And she saw this woman so clearly that she saw like a weird mark on her cheek. Yeah.
No.
I'm like, that's a vivid ass ghost right there.
Wow.
Yeah. So she went and she told Corey. It inspired Corey to kind of like try to figure out who this woman was, who this man is, like what is going on in this hotel. Because she described the woman and it was like the same woman that Corey had been seeing
they're
too.
both seeing the same.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
So she went digging through all the records. She finds out that there was a woman named Lydia who worked in the brothel and she had gotten syphilis. And what they would do with the prostitutes who got STDs is they would brand them on the face.
Oh my God.
And they were no longer allowed to be a sex worker.
No fucking wonder she's still haunting the place.
Exactly. And she was so distraught by this that she had been branded. She's pretty much fucked for life. Like, she was so upset that she hung herself in one of the rooms.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
It's so sad. It's so messed up. Like, why do you have to brand her?
Well, I think that they're probably trying to do that so that she doesn't try to like go to a neighboring brothel and keep spreading. That's horrible. Things. That's horrendous.
Yeah, but like I
understand why they did it, but it's not justified.
Well, she got it from a stupid man. Why don't they brand that man who gave it to her?
Yeah.
I don't know if they did that.
Probably not. Yeah, fucking patriarchy. I don't think so.
Ugh. So Corey also did a bunch of digging to try to find the male spirit as well, and she discovered that there were bouncers at the brothel, and there was one bouncer in particular that was very aggressive and handsy with the women.
Of course he was.
Yeah, of course he was. And one day he took it a little too far with one of the girls, and she actually stabbed him in the hallway upstairs.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, yes, girl.
Get it.
Goddamn, you do you, okay? Like, that's awesome.
Wow.
I mean, I guess it's not awesome to kill people, but, like, stick up for yourself.
Did he die? Did he die, though?
He did die.
Oh, okay, well.
He passed away in that hallway.
I mean, if you are literally harassing this woman to the degree that she would stab you, he had to be pretty nasty to her and probably, like, hurting her.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
To get her to that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
Around here, we believe all women, even ghosts. So.
Yes. So she's kind of thinking that this is the man that maybe pushed Billy. Maybe this is the spirit who's been pushing like the bar stools off the bar.
Yeah, 'cause he's clearly a little aggro.
Yeah, and they hear like footsteps and stuff in the hall upstairs. So maybe he's still like, trying to do his bouncer job, like walk in the halls, see what's happening.
Bouncing out everybody.
Yeah, maybe the BO smell as well.
Yeah.
Could be him. Who knows? They actually had paranormal investigators come and they heard a woman screaming.
What?
They heard a woman screaming and then a male telling them, the two investigators, which were men, to take a walk and get out.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God, that's so creepy.
Yeah. So I'm going with like, that kind of sounds like bouncery to me. Like, take a walk. Like, get out. Yeah.
I don't like it.
So let's see. That was all I have. Let's go back to the tarot card. Because I'm not sure.
I think I marked 2 because remember I read the wrong one and you were like, that one definitely fits. And it felt like it was.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that had to do with like travel and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, like
I'm telling you,
travel
that is so
to
crazy.
Alaska.
Because I literally I looked at the page and I'm looking at the picture to make sure it matches so that I'm not like goofing anything up. And I was like, I felt like I triple checked it and I felt like it was the right card.
And they don't look anything alike.
They
like
don't.
These photos look nothing alike.
I know. I was like, how did I?
Yeah.
I don't know. So I feel like it's almost like a sign that it's like a combination of those readings.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like,
that is so bizarre.
Because it's talking about travel and stuff. And yeah, that's weird.
The travel definitely ties in.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was like getting excited for that. Because I was like, oh yeah, that works.
That totally makes sense.
This one, something heavy is on your mind. You've maybe racking your brain over a predicament, trying to come up with a solution that benefits everyone. Make sure you're seeing things as they really are. You need all the facts before you can make up your mind. That kind of like sounds like Mary to me, almost. You know? Because she was in a predicament. She thought her man maybe had died or something while he was gone.
That could be her, or that could be Lydia.
Yeah.
Something heavy is on your mind.
Yeah.
You've been racking your brain over a predicament. Like, she probably knew that she had syphilis, and I'm sure she was well aware of what would happen if she was discovered.
Oh.
I feel like
that ties into both for sure. The two main stories.
This is so funny. This is very ominous, knowing like what happened to a lot of these people that went out that way. Spend time planning your next steps. A little preparation now will allow things to go more smoothly later.
Yeah.
On the Two of Candles one that was talking about all of the travel.
Yeah. And for sure people went there not expecting the Alaskan wilderness to be as treacherous as it was.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just they couldn't have understood how, even back then, knowing that like every moment of life could be touch and go if you know, were out in the wilderness. I'm sure it's just a total different level of animals. Like all of the types of critters and creatures that can carry you off or drag you off or rip you up.
Yeah. The elements for sure.
Yeah.
I kind of did touch on the pathway that I had been talking about, and that was not planned out well. They did not build that pathway well. It got super muddy, like way muddy. Things were getting stuck. Well, animals like horses were getting stuck. They were, Oof. It was not good.
Not great.
That kind of, those tie in a little bit.
Wow.
It's weird.
That's so bizarre. I've never had that happen where I even started reading the wrong one like that. And I got all the way through and read it and you're reacting. And I was like, this is not even the right card.
It's so weird.
But it's weird that I did turn to the two, obviously, but like the suit was wrong. Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow.
It just had some more to tell us.
With me.
It was like you can only draw one card. You need two cards.
I know. I feel like maybe. I feel like for some of our more complicated cases, maybe we'll have to do that. I have one on the docket that we may need to do like a 3-card draw. We'll see.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, we could do we could do some where we do a little bit more like a full length reading. We could do like a Celtic cross, or I like to do the 3-card where it's past, present, future.
That's what I was thinking.
Those are fun too. I feel like those are really good for giving you a little insight on kind of this piece deals with, you know, what has happened in the past. This is, I think that's interesting.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You guys let us know if you're interested in that. We're going to do it anyway, but you can let us know.
We'll probably just do it whenever we feel like it.
We're going to do what we want.
But if you're really excited about it, we might actually start doing stuff like that every once in a while a little bit sooner.
Okay, well, that was really cool. That was Skagway, Alaska, y'all.
Skagway, Alaska.
What?
I don't know. We both just sound like these slightly southern prospectors.
What's wrong
right now.
with us?
I don't know.
We're channeling.
Wow.
Have a creepy ass day. See you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye. Bye, 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 bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
So, for all of you that are listening, if you have any true crime or paranormal stories that you want us to share, maybe with the whole Pacific Northwest.
Yes, we would love to read them on the pod.
Yes, we will read them out loud.
Not just in our heads.
Yes. They don't have to be from the Pacific Northwest if you would like to share. Email us at pnwhauntsandhomicides@gmail.com. It's all spelled out, no special characters. Super duper easy peasy.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Same thing as the email at pnwhauntsandhomicides, all spelled out, no special characters. Please also rate and review us on whatever platform you're listening to, and check out our stories on social media because our meme game is hot.
Agreed.
And if you agree, like Caitlin, you can also find us on Patreon and support the show.
Bitchin'. Weird, creepy. It sounds like I'm reviewing your burp.
Weird and creepy. That's me.
Oh